Okay guys, I've got the Cupid clone all taken apart here. We have the button and the spring that pops the button out. Right there, the main spring that pushes the blade forward. Of course, the blade with the studs push through. These ride on the tracks inside of the handle. You can see right there, tracks on both sides. They both ride inside this track here, and this is also what prevents blade play. And you can see that there's quite a bit that makes this solid. You've got this point right here that is inside that track, and it is on a track on both sides, and then you've actually got both sides of the handle here that prevent blade play, as well as this one riding in the track. And that's the primary reason why these knives tend to be more solid than double action. They're actually quite stout, you know, in terms of their lockup and things like that, and also a lot simpler in their action. So usually, like I mentioned in the previous video, these are the preferred out the front knives if you're really concerned about you know, lockup issues and reliability and things like that. And this is also where quality comes into play. You know, how well this is machined, how well everything fits together, that all determines how much blade play it has, as well as how smooth it is. I spent a little time polishing up these tracks right here and on this side, and then also inside where the button rides through. This is actually very, very crudely cut inside. I don't know if you can see that, but it is just, and this is after I've sanded it. I mean, it's just a terrible, it's all chipped. You can see how it's all gnarled in there. So that's, you know, that's the kind of stuff you pay for when you buy the real deal or a more expensive variety, as well as, you know, better steel than 440. So this is probably 440A or B, not even C. So yeah, that's the kind of stuff that you get when you pay for it. But let's move on with it. Sorry, I didn't mean to talk this much. Let's get this thing back together. So what we want to do, hopefully I can do this in one take, is we want to put it in the open position like so. Go ahead and lay it down. Maybe even what I'll do is put a little of this paracord over here. Give the blade something to kind of rest on to keep it flat. Actually, no, it's not necessary. The pocket clip is going to keep it at an angle. So go ahead and do that. Put it in the open position. Slide it up as far as it can go. Take the button with the spring. Set it right there. And then here's the tricky part that always makes these difficult, but hopefully I can do this. So we're going to lay the spring down in its track. You can see how it overhangs. The problem you have is if you try to push this in, you know, the spring bunches up like that. You can't really keep it flat and straight. So that's where this comes in. This is just a piece of wire, you know, kind of medium thickness wire. You can use a coat hanger, something like that. But we're going to thread this through there so that we can push this spring forward and kind of keep it flat. See how it hooks down in there? So we're going to keep it flat, push it forward like that, put the button in, and then now comes the fun part. Push this through, and then try to sandwich everything together. And there we go. So now we'll take a few of these screws here and start putting it back together. Apologize for how long it takes to get these screwed in, but you know, it is what it is. So using this trick basically with that coat hanger, see how it just falls out right there? Because this one actually has a hole in it that's designed to put it together. Some single action OTFs do not have a hole like that, and so basically the scales will be somewhat parted when you put it back together. So you just kind of have to be more careful when you slide out the wire. So what we'll do is we shall put these two screws back in, basically to hold it together. We'll make sure that it works, and then we will call it a day, call it good. Well, maybe I'll put in a few more. So there it is. It is fully functional. It is not any smoother. I was hoping that the stuff I polished up actually smoothed it up a tad, but wasn't the case. And I'm already running into problems with these screws. They're starting to get soft on me, just taking it apart one time. So yeah, that is a problem with cheaper knives. You can't take them apart and put them back together a lot, because the screws just generally are softer and they will start to slide on you and not be good. I am a little bummed that I wasn't able to get it smoother. I thought the stuff that I kind of polished up was going to help with that. Maybe it did help a little bit and I can break it in. I don't know. We'll see. But I plan on doing some testing with this knife. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see if I feel like it. Oh crap. Yep, that completely, you can see how this screw now is almost completely circular because I put too much tension on it, it slipped and stripped out the screw. So I would actually be a good idea to never take this apart again because I may not be able to do it. It's actually worse than when I started. You can see it won't even, there we go. So yeah, it just needs a little more breaking in and some lubrication in there and it should be good. I was hoping that it would smooth up a lot, but you can see how there's really not a ton of blade play, you know, and for a cheap OTF like this, that's pretty impressive. So yeah, I'm going to continue to play with it, smooth it up a little bit more, get some lubrication in there, and maybe do some testing with this. I want to see how hard it fires, what it can go through, maybe some penetration testing and things like that. Alright guys, so that's it. Not hard at all, especially if you've got this little hole here. This is the secret tool. Just a simple wire. You can use a coat hanger, just anything that's going to kind of keep that spring from buckling up when you put it in there. So yeah, not that bad at all. Alright guys, take it easy.